The first time I got a repair estimate from a Tesla service center after my warranty expired, I paid it without asking a single question. The number felt fixed, non-negotiable, like a utility bill. 6 months later, I ended up in a Tesla Motors Club thread where owners were comparing out-of-warranty repair costs. What I found in that thread changed how I handle every repair since. Owners who had been through this longer than me were consistently paying 30 to 50% less than the service center quotes they started with. Here are the 5 strategies those owners use to cut out-of-warranty Tesla costs in half. Strategy 1. Finding a Tesla specialist independent shop and using it for everything that does not involve high-voltage components or software issues. This is the single change that saves out-of-warranty owners the most money. Independent EV specialist shops undercut Tesla service center pricing significantly, especially on suspension, brakes, and cosmetic work. The gap comes almost entirely from labor rates. Tesla service centers charge $175 to $200 per hour depending on your market. A well-equipped independent EV specialist in the same city typically charges $100 to $130 per hour for identical work. On a repair requiring 4 hours of labor, that difference saves you $180 to $400 before parts are even factored in. Front control arms and links run $600 to $1,400 per axle depending on model and shop. Wheel bearings run $400 to $900 each. A front control arm replacement that costs $1,200 to $1,400 at a Tesla service center is routinely quoted at $700 to $900 at a Tesla specialist independent shop using identical parts. The key phrase is Tesla specialist. Not every independent shop has the training, diagnostic equipment, and parts access to work on Teslas correctly. Look for shops that advertise Tesla-specific experience, employ Tesla-trained technicians, and can pull diagnostic data from the car the same way a Tesla service center can. In most major metros, there are now multiple options. Strategy 2. Knowing exactly which repairs belong at an independent shop and which ones stay at Tesla. Use independents for routine maintenance, suspension work, cosmetic repairs, and pre-purchase inspections. Reserve Tesla service centers for high-voltage issues, complex software faults, and serious crash damage. Repairs that independent shops handle well at meaningfully lower cost include suspension components, brake fluid, wheel bearings, HVAC work, cosmetic repairs, door handles on Model 3 and Model Y, cabin air filters, tire rotations, and alignments. These make up the majority of out-of-warranty service visits for most owners. Every one of them can be completed at 20 to 40% lower cost than Tesla service center pricing. Repairs that should stay at Tesla include anything involving the high-voltage battery pack, drive unit replacements, full self-driving hardware issues, autopilot camera calibration after a collision, and any repair requiring Tesla's proprietary software tools. These are not situations where saving on labor is worth the risk. The owners who end up overpaying almost always made one of 2 mistakes. They took a routine suspension repair to Tesla when an independent shop would have done it for significantly less. Or they took a high-voltage issue to an independent shop that was not equipped to handle it. Strategy 3. Building your own repair fund instead of paying for a third-party extended warranty. The math is clearer than most warranty companies want you to know. Third-party extended warranty plans for out-of-warranty Teslas typically run $69 to $150 per month. At $100 per month, that is $1,200 per year and $3,600 over 3 years before you have filed a single claim. A more practical alternative. Plan for roughly $500 to $600 per year, covering tires, alignments, and small repairs, and keep a $2,000 to $3,000 repair fund set aside specifically for the car. Instead of sending $150 a month to a warranty company, put that money into a high-yield savings account. After 3 years, you have $5,400 in flexible coverage that you keep if you never need it. A Model Y heat pump valve failure averages around $1,800 to repair. At $100 per month in warranty premiums, you break even on that repair after 18 months of payments. If the failure happens in month 24, you have already paid $2,400 in premiums for an $1,800 repair. The self-insurance approach wins every time the major repair does not happen in the early months of coverage, which is statistically most of the time on a well-maintained Tesla. The one situation where a third-party warranty makes sense is buying a used Tesla with unknown history. Transferring some of that risk to a warranty company for the first year while you learn the car's condition is a reasonable decision, but for owners who know their car's history and have maintained it correctly, self-insurance almost always comes out ahead. Strategy 4. Getting competing quotes before agreeing to any repair. Most Tesla owners skip this entirely because they assume the service center estimate is the only number available. Tesla service centers do not negotiate on pricing. Independent shops do, especially on larger repairs. An owner in our comments last month shared his breakdown on a Model Y HVAC repair. Tesla Service Center came back at $1,750. He took that written estimate to 2 independent Tesla specialist shops in his metro. First quote came in at $1,050. Second came in at $920 after he mentioned the first independent quote. Final cost, $920 for repair. Tesla wanted $1,750 for. That is nearly half price from 2 phone calls. The process is straightforward. Get the Tesla Service Center diagnosis and written estimate first. Their diagnostic tools are the most comprehensive, and the written estimate gives you a specific scope of work to compare against. Then take that estimate to at least 2 independent Tesla specialist shops and ask them to quote the identical scope of work. In most cases, independent quotes come in 20 to 40% lower on labor-intensive repairs. The repairs where this strategy produces the biggest savings are suspension work, HVAC repairs, cosmetic work, and any repair that is primarily labor rather than parts. Strategy 5. Understanding Tesla's parts, access policy, and using it to your advantage, because this changed significantly in recent years and most owners have no idea. Tesla has progressively opened parts access to independent shops and in some cases directly to owners. Independent Tesla specialist shops can now source many OEM Tesla parts directly, which means you are not paying a service center markup on top of already high parts prices. For common repair items, suspension components, brake parts, and many body parts, the combination of independent shop labor rates and direct parts access produces savings that used to be impossible when Tesla tightly controlled both. For owners comfortable with more involved repairs, Tesla's direct parts access means some maintenance items can be sourced and replaced without a shop visit at all. The 12-volt battery, cabin air filters, and some suspension components are within reach for mechanically confident owners. The parts are available. The repair information is increasingly accessible through owner communities and independent repair databases. The savings on a $250 Tesla mobile service call for a $100 part that takes 15 minutes to replace are immediate and obvious. One comment in that Tesla Motors Club thread stuck with me. An owner with over 150,000 miles wrote that the difference between owners who overpay and owners who don't almost never comes down to the car or the repair. It comes down to whether they ever looked for a second number. These 5 strategies are not about cutting corners. They are about knowing that the first number Tesla gives you on out-of-warranty work is sometimes the only number you will ever see unless you go looking for another one. If you have used an independent Tesla shop or found a strategy that saved you money on an out-of-warranty repair, drop the details in the comments. Actual repair, actual cost comparison, actual shop type. That information is genuinely useful to every owner watching. And if you want to keep getting practical breakdowns like this, hit subscribe. I will see you in the next one.